Good morning, everyone. So welcome to our weekend tarot. Now, this is the first time that I've ever done an overhead reading, so I'm going to do my best to keep the cards in frame, and I hope that it all goes well. So what we're going to start out with is just a single card for each of the 12 sun, moon, or rising signs. You can listen to whichever ones you feel like will resonate with you the most, or all three or whatnot. I'm going to pull, I have already pulled all the cards, and I have not looked at anything except for these top cards, which represent the heart of the situation. So for each sign, I'm going to pull one card for the heart of the situation, and then in the extended reading, we have 3 cards. The first one is going to be what brings you together. The second one is what pulls you apart. And the third one is what to focus on in your relationship. So we're going to get into those in the extended reading, which will be for my subscribers, my paid subscribers only, as a nice little bonus. But in this reading, we're going to go over what is the heart of the situation. What does this Venus Sun Cazimi represent in your relationships? So let's go ahead and get started with Aries. So I can only put 3 piles in the frame at one time. So I'm going to start with Aries. What is the heart of the situation? Now, these cards that I'm picking for the heart of the situation are from the Morgan's Tarot. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you what the little book says about each card, because this is the silliest deck ever. It's great, but it is very silly. Okay, this is Robot. Mechanical thinking will take you no further than the robot on this card can go. So I feel like the heart of the situation for you, Aries, is not getting stuck in thinking in a mechanical way that limits your ability to see things differently or to make decisions that might be out of the box type of thinking. So for this Venus Sun Cazimi, what could be illuminated is maybe some innovation, maybe something new and exciting that sparks something deep within you that is creative, and you are able to express that in a more flowing way and a less robotic structured way. All right, so that's the heart of the matter for Aries. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of frame. Now we're going to go on to Taurus. The heart of the situation for Taurus, for this Venus Sun Cazimi. There is no you. All right, let's see what the little book says. I have everything tabbed on this little book because it's hard to find things. There is no you. The knowledge that the universe operates with no outside help and that you are an integral part of this phenomenon can have a liberating effect. So I feel like the heart of the situation in terms of this Venus Sun Cazimi is really getting in touch with the fact that you are part of a larger collective. You are part of more than just your own physical, personal sensations, physical feelings, and senses. That life extends way beyond your physical body, and so getting in touch with the things that are outside of yourself, but that you are also a part of, and how that all intermingles together is the heart of the situation for you, Taurus. Okay, moving on to Gemini. The heart of the situation for you, Gemini, in this Venus Sun Cazimi. Insignificant change. How appropriate. Okay, let's see what the little book says for you, Gemini. Insignificant change. The meaning of this card is that things are going to be different for you. The change may not be important. Perhaps time is only a measure of change. So this Venus Sun Cazimi will be happening in your third house of your daily routine, your rituals, your habits, your daily route, and all of that, you know. So what you have really been transforming during this Venus retrograde may get illuminated, and you may feel more empowerment surrounding those things. Moving on to Cancers, Leos, and Virgos. Okay, Cancers. The heart of the matter for you during this during this Venus Sun Cazimi. Someone is laughing at you. Ha ha ha, he he, ho ho ho. All right. Someone is laughing at you. Let's see what the little book says. Certain people in the environment are unaware of the true significance of your activities. Actually, I don't know what this card means, nor am I laughing. Or perhaps you really are doing something absurd. So I feel like comedy, being able to laugh at yourself, being able to laugh with those that are laughing at you, or just being okay with not knowing exactly what you are doing, kind of bumbling a little bit, is sort of the heart of this Cazimi. This Venus Sun Cazimi, Cancers, is happening in your second house of finances, money, possessions. And so this could be sparking some illumination on what you are building in terms of your financial security. And is that a laughing matter, or is it something to take more seriously? Maybe these other cards will give us more insight into how that relates to your relationships and how that intermingles together, your finances, your possessions, your money, and your skill set in regards to relationships during this Venus Sun Cazimi that will be happening for Cancer risings in the second house. Okay. Moving on to Leo. What is the heart of the situation for Leo? The Valley. Okay, let's see what this little book has to say for Leo, sun, moon, or rising sign, the Valley. This feminine earth card means rest from turbulence. Or the valley could be the paradise of the harmonious realms, the hidden valleys of Shambhala. So the Venus Sun Cazimi, Leo, will be happening in your first house. So maybe this will be a pause. Venus will be in the heart of the king, the heart of the sun. And so maybe this will be a pause in the feelings of, you know, that maybe you've been experiencing during this retrograde, of feeling like you need to redo yourself, reinvent yourself, your personality, your looks, you know, what is in your immediate environment. Maybe this weekend will give you a rest and a break from the ups and downs of, you know, what you've been going through. You know, on this card, we see this winding path in between mountains, which gives the idea that there is a way through all of this. Instead of having to go over the treacherous mountains and maybe go through a lot of hardships, there is a path through it. And it is winding, so there will be twists and turns, but it is solid and it is straight. Well, not straight, but it is flat, right? Instead of ups and downs, you just have left and right turns. So at the heart of this, I feel like the situation that is coming up for you is one of a little bit of rest from maybe the ups and downs, the emotional turbulence that maybe this Venus retrograde has been bringing up in terms of your self-identity, who you feel you are, what you feel you are doing, what you feel is going on in your environment, what you're manifesting. So I feel like this might be representing a pause, a sort of leveling off or a flatness. If it was a graph, it would be like a long straightaway on the graph. So these other cards will give us more insight into that for you, Leo, in the extended reading. Make sure you pop on over there. Okay, Virgo. The heart of the situation for this Venus Sun Cazimi for Virgo, death, rebirth. Wow. Let's see what the little book says for you, Virgo, sun, moon, or rising sign. Death, rebirth. If you were dead, dreaming you were alive, and if the laws of your death dream were as consistent as those of life, then perhaps there would be no difference between life and death. Death and rebirth have many meanings. The number of realms and spaces in both are beyond all reckoning. The death rebirth card might refer to the phenomenon of radical alteration and transportation problems involved in changing realms. So this Venus Sun Cazimi will be happening in your 12th house of self-undoing, blind spots, the unconscious. And so maybe this is representing that you are having an internal death and rebirth in the subconscious realms that you may not be fully aware of. You may get glimpses of it. You may see or feel the fluttering of the new that is happening within you, but you may not fully be aware of the changes that are taking place until the emergence of your new self that might happen. You know, you might feel that more when the sun goes into Virgo, into your first house. But at this time, with this Cazimi happening in your 12th house, there could be bright illuminations of this process, or it could still be kind of clouded in fogginess and in the dark. So hopefully these other cards will give us more insight into how that relates to yourself, to your relationships, and what is going on behind the scenes for you, Virgo. So we'll explore that in the extended. Moving on to Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Okay, moving on. Libra, what is the heart of the situation for this Venus Sun Cazimi for you, Libra? Don't worry, you can do no wrong. Oh, well, that's a fun card. All right, so what does the little book say for you, Libra? Don't worry, you can do no wrong. In the context of a reading, this card often means that you cannot fail in your present situation. Whatever you decide to do will benefit the project you have in mind. The present confusion is part of a divine plan. All right, so this Venus Sun Cazimi, if you are Libra rising, this will be happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, networks, hopes, wishes. And so I feel like this is saying that you're going to have a nice increase, a nice boost in activity, power, relationships with your friends and groups and activities, or your hopes and wishes, whatever you are wishing for, could get, something amazing. Some sort of amazing benefit could come in, or some sort of dream could come true during this Cazimi, something that you've wished for, something that's on your bucket list. And that could take place during this weekend and feel really good. And the stars are aligning for you, Libra. You can do no wrong. Do not worry. You don't need to worry about whether or not things are going to come together, because they are. So I feel like this card is really saying that the heart of the situation in terms of our relationships is very positive, very beneficial, and that you're in the right place at the right time in regards to your relationships. Hopefully we'll get more insight with the other 3 cards as we go along to the extended reading. Okay, moving on to Scorpio. What is the heart of the situation in terms of relationships for you, Scorpio, during this Sun, Venus, Cazimi? Keep up the good work. On this card, we see a pyramid with bricks that are still being laid on top for the top of the pyramid. That is very cool. Keep up the good work. Let's see what the little card, how it's described in the little book. Keep up the good work. In alchemy, there exists the concept of the great work, the conscious quest for philosopher's stone or ultimate realization. Although it usually becomes apparent that on the path all tasks and goals are absurd, at another point on the spiral, doing a useless task with a sense of purpose produces surprising results. With the proper method, the stone is produced. So I feel like this I keep saying Mercury, this Venus Sun Cazimi, which is happening in your 10th house of career and public recognition, is really like a big pat on the back. There may be a nice boost, a nice benefit, some sort of beautiful resources coming in, or like promotion or succession, or, you know, feeling successful at something, completing some sort of amazing work. And this card is saying, keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. And even though you might feel like there's a feeling of completion here, maybe this card is also suggesting that there's still a little bit more to be done. And so don't give up, don't throw in the towel, don't say that you're done before you're actually finished, don't leave something half-assed, half-done. So keep up the good work, keep going strong, you're doing great. You've got this nice conjunction if you are Scorpio rising in the 10th house, and this will benefit all Scorpio placements, but for the Scorpio rising, this is really great in terms of career. So keep up the good work. In terms of relationships, what this could be symbolizing, because this is a relationship spread, the 10th house could be what you are publicly recognized in your relationship. So this is how other people see your relationship. This is maybe your commitments that you show to the world, you know, in terms of, you know, committed relationships, or, you know, how you present your relationship to the world. And this is saying, keep up the good work with that. You are being publicly recognized for whatever success you are having in a relationship. So hopefully these other cards will give us more insight into what that means for you for this Venus Cazimi, but that is the gist. You're doing a good job, so keep it up. Moving on to Sagittarius. What is the heart of the situation for this Venus Sun Cazimi Sagittarius? Power. Let's see what the little book has to say for the power card, Sagittarius. Power is the ability to manifest intentions. Attaining power is relatively easy, but the side effects and consequences of using it are incredibly dangerous. Acquiring knowledge is usually a more beneficial endeavor for the individual. So I feel like this is saying that this is going to be a very powerful conjunction for you, Sagittarius. The conjunction of the Sun and Venus, which will be happening in Leo, which is going to be your 9th house of education, higher education, ethics, religion, belief systems, long distance travel, foreigners. So this is saying that there is a lot of emphasis on what you believe and how powerful your thoughts are, as well as emphasis on and an illumination on what you might be learning, what you might be studying, what you might be sharing with others that you find inspiring. And with that knowledge comes a responsibility of sharing wisdom that is beneficial and inspirational to others, right? This is the house also of the guru, of the priest, of the preacher, of the person who is sharing the knowledge of the divine, or of the arts, or of humanities, history, art, literature, poetry, law, medicine. So this is saying that during this Venus Sun conjunction in your 9th house, during this Cazimi, you might get a boost of information, illumination, and knowledge on something that is, that you might feel more wise from knowing, and that there's a responsibility in how you share this knowledge with others. And so in your relationships, this could be, how you communicate that with the people in your relationship, and how this, Sagittarius can have a tendency to be a little bit righteous, a little bit on their high horse. And so this could be a reminder that in order to share great information and wisdom with others, you might have to get down on their level in order to make it relatable. So it'll be really interesting to see what these other cards say for you, Sagittarius. So hop on over to the extended reading for that. Moving on to the last 3 signs of the zodiac. We have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. All right. What does this Venus Sun Cazimi, what is the heart of the situation for you, Capricorn? You are a pawn. Eesh. Okay. Now this Sun, Venus, Cazimi, Capricorn is happening. If you are a Capricorn rising, this is happening in your 8th house of death, debt, other people's money, shared resources. So that's very interesting. You are a pawn. Let's see what the little book says. You may feel that you are being manipulated by a higher, more clever intelligence. In reality, nobody is doing anything to anybody. We're all here together, although the rational conscious may not realize it. So you could be feeling during this conjunction that there's something secretive going on or something manipulative going on in your relationships, and you may be wondering what that's all about, or it could be coming to light. There could be revelations that are happening around secrets that were held or secrets that were kept or things that were, hidden in some way with your committed relationships or the relationships that you're in that you have some sort of soul bond with, and this could illuminate that. Or there could be a rethinking or revising or a reorganizing of your shared resources and your soul contracts with another, because maybe in the past there was some sort of manipulation or whatnot. So also the 8th house, I believe, has to do with estate planning, and so maybe there is some sort of chess game at play here in terms of estate planning in your relationships. The other cards will give us more insight into what that is all about. And we'll get into that in the extended reading. Moving on to Aquarius. What is the heart of the situation for this Venus Sun Cazimi Aquarius? The circle. Let's see what the little book has to say. This card means nothing, though it might occur to some that this card could be identified with the Fool in the traditional tarot deck. The Who Am I card actually corresponds to the Fool. The full meaning of the whole card is empty. The nothingness concept of Zen Buddhism or existentialism might be appropriate here. In various schools of thought, there is almost an infinite variety of nothingness. If anything, the card might symbolize the sun. I feel like this card is really appropriate for you, Aquarius, because who better to receive the nothingness card than the wacky, unique Aquarian? This is probably one of the most unique cards in this deck, even though every single card in this deck is very unique. But I feel like this is representing that there is a cyclical nature going on. There is a period of feeling in the void. There is a period of rest, contemplation, and just sort of sitting in the nothingness going on right now in terms of your relationships, Aquarius. So you could be feeling like you are in a fog and you cannot even see the edges of your reality. You cannot see where to go or even what's right in front of you or what's behind you. So there is a sense of being sort of lost in the nothingness. But at the same time, this is a very peaceful place where you know that as soon as you refocus your eyes or you step out, just take one step forward, you will be into something. So I hope that we get more clarity about what this nothingness, what this heart of the situation is for you, and how this Venus Sun Cazimi will illuminate and maybe break through the clouds and bring you some clarity this weekend. Hopefully we'll find that in your extended reading. So hop on over to that extended reading, Aquarius, to find out more. And last but not least, Pisces. What is the heart of the situation for you, Pisces, during this Venus Sun Cazimi trip? I feel like that is a very appropriate card for Pisces. Let's see what the little book has to say for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign trip. Go on a journey. What you thought was serious is actually only a passing reality. So I feel like what this is saying for you, Pisces, is that this weekend, the Venus-Sun conjunction in Leo will be inspiring you to go on a journey of the heart. In relationships, this may illuminate a path to go forward. This may bring forth ideas or new opportunities that speak to you, that illuminate the way. This Venus-Sun Cazimi in Leo, this is going to be happening in your 6th house of sickness, stress, and service. So this could be illuminating a way that you can take care of yourself better, so that you can have less stressful feelings. And maybe you've been rethinking ways in order to take care of yourself better during this whole Venus retrograde. And so in terms of relationships, this could be how you could be better, how you could better serve your partner, or how you could better serve yourself in your relationship, and how that boosts the whole relationship. So hopefully we'll get more insight into what this means for you, for your relationship in the extended reading. So hop on over there. Thank you all very much for joining me for these card readings. Hop on over to the extended to find out what else is in store for you, what brings you together, what pulls you apart, and what to focus on in your relationships during this Sun Venus Cazimi. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.